Welcome to Japan English News, Quick Scan. Today's headlines. Moderna as a booster results in far higher antibody level. A study of cross-vaccinations for COVID-19 found that while side effects are more prevalent when different vaccines are used for booster shots, the antibody level also increases. A panel of experts advising the Health Ministry on the pandemic announced the results of an interim study on cross-vaccinations at a February 18 meeting. It was the first time for the results of a cross-vaccination study to be released in Japan. Kishida settles for shorter extension of COVID-19 curbs. The government shifted gears in deciding to extend pre-emergency measures to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic by 2 weeks instead of the 3 that had been the norm. The February 18 decision followed internal discussions about what would be appropriate as cases of the Omicron variant are generally falling nationwide. It was decided to extend the measures by 2 weeks, until March 6, for 16 prefectures. Japan moving to lift age limit for prenatal genetic screening. New guidelines were approved February 18 to expand the number of certified medical institutions that can provide prenatal genetic screening to detect chromosomal abnormalities in fetuses. Non-invasive prenatal genetic testing is offered to pregnant women concerned about the possible risk of their baby being born with Down syndrome and other disorders. Biden now convinced Russia will launch invasion of Ukraine. U.S. President Joe Biden says he is now convinced Russian President Vladimir Putin has decided to invade Ukraine and assault the capital, an ominous assessment that emerged as the country's war-torn east saw more attacks that the West said could be designed to establish a pretext for an attack. After weeks of saying the U.S. was not sure if Putin had made the final decision, Biden said Friday that his judgment had changed, citing American intelligence. U.S. Ambassador to Japan to visit Hiroshima on February 26 with PM Kishida. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is arranging to visit the city of Hiroshima with U.S. Ambassador to Japan Rahm Emanuel on February 26, to offer flowers at Peace Memorial Park for the victims of the 1945 atomic bombing. During his February 4 visit to the Prime Minister's office, the new ambassador told Kishida that he intended to visit Hiroshima at an early date. Japan LDP seeking to raise oil subsidy limit to over 25 yen. Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party is calling on the government to raise the limit of its subsidy for oil wholesalers to over 25 yen per liter from the current 5 yen. The request is included in a set of emergency proposals to tackle soaring crude oil prices that the LDP submitted to Industry Minister Koichi Hagauta and Chief Cabinet Secretary Hirokazu Matsuno on Friday. Olympics, figure skaters' minimum age of 17 to be considered, source. Following incidents surrounding 15-year-old Russian figure skating star Kamila Valieva, the International Skating Union is moving toward raising the minimum age for Olympics and World Championships skaters from 15 to 17, a source with knowledge of the matter said Saturday. The source said preparations are being made to deliberate on the change at a June ISU meeting. Japan's curling success a win-win for sport, local community. Having drawn a region of new fans to the sport of curling, the Japan national women's team has been using its popularity to empower the seaside town of Tokoro, on shore of Lake Saroma in the northernmost prefecture of Hokkaido. Since the team won bronze at the Pyeongchang Olympics in 2018, the country's first Olympic curling medal in history, Tokoro was thrown into the national spotlight as the tiny town with a population of 3,400 that is the home to the Olympic heroes. Japan to develop next-gen hydrogen engine for aircraft. The Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology Ministry and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency will begin development of a next-generation aircraft engine that uses liquid hydrogen as fuel in fiscal 2022. Hydrogen-powered aircraft that emit no CO2 may someday become mainstream, so Japan wants to secure the core technologies in order to enhance the international competency of its aviation industry. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.